And it appears as though we are the only ones online, Counselor.
We're it.
We're it. So
That's
you
okay.
may.
Small but mighty. We're going to do it.
All right.
We're going to bring the Public Works Advisory Committee meeting to order on October 2nd, 2024. And we have Steve Martinenko with us. Thank you very much for being here.
You're welcome.
And Mr. Eastridge is here. And Mr. Akers is here. Do you want to join us up at the table? You can sit up here. Okay.
You can talk into
Whatever
the
you want
mic
to do.
because
Yeah, come
Yeah,
closer
please
then.
come close.
Yeah. You can push that button down there and then your mic will light up. And then we can hear that. Well, people online can hear you if they
Yeah,
join
or
us
I take it's for the minutes.
Yeah.
That's how I
for our minutes.
make sure we have recordings for our committees.
Okay, so I'm gonna just kind of push us right along really quick because my head is hurting. And we're gonna excuse Mayor Sheets tonight. He had a family commitment. So we're gonna hop right into new business. We get new hire. What's going on with that?
We are hiring a utility one.
Uh-huh.
I redid our job description a little bit. I put a special statement on it that basically says that about a public works experience. What I've learned is that a lot of folks will read exactly what's on there. And if it says something about water or treatment or something, it's like they won't even bother. But I said, essentially, there's no one job that defines public works. That there just isn't. And we people who are successful are going to be folks that care about serving the public, are organized, are willing to learn new things, and can get their experience from a variety of places: the military, construction, plumbing, electrical. Even if it's your own home, you have learned something. Swimming pool maintenance. Interestingly enough, I looked back, I'm thinking, gee, why is the water plant so familiar to me? Well, it's because I took care of my parents' in-ground pool for too many years. And so I know all about chlorination and pH and alkalinity and what the effects of that were, and filtration. Of course, this is on a little larger scale, but the principles are the same. So if you're hiring somebody, it's not that I necessarily am after a public works person. The best people I've had are people that did not come from public works jobs. They came from the Navy. They came from the Coast Guard. They came from other skill sets that they were able to translate. The difference is they're able to communicate. They know how and when to communicate. They're reliable. They're not afraid to learn new things. They're hardworking. They want to serve the public. Those are the attributes. So I have 2 people so far. I got 10 people. I just put it online, the second version online. The first version I put on last month did not get.
Yeah.
I got people that clearly, some of them were just looking to fill in that check mark for the employment agency saying,
I did something. Yeah.
So I'm excited this time. We'll give it a try. So utility one, I'm hoping to get somebody that can come in like Mark did and be willing to learn and then grow with our system.
Love that. I like that you're thinking outside the box on that. I think that a lot of times we miss the mark when we're trying to hire people because we're kind of too specific. And there's a lot of really good workers out there that could do and would do a really good job if we give them an opportunity.
They would,
So I like that approach.
I had Austin, he's my grandson. He's 16. He's Park Rose High School up in Portland, but he was down here for 2 weeks, worked with Mark, thoroughly, and they 2 peas in a pod. They thoroughly enjoyed each other. But he learned in that period of time under supervision how to run the water plant.
Yep.
So, I mean, he knows the sequence. Now, he doesn't know exactly what to do if something goes wrong, but that just takes years, a few years to learn. But still, I'm trying to get it to a point where even I'd like a high school graduate of either gender to apply and come in. I mean, public works is a far more complex than what it's something even I thought years ago.
Well, and you won't be bored.
No,
You
no.
need somebody like me who has ADHD that would be like, oh, we're doing this today. Oh, we're doing this today. Oh, we're doing, and that's totally, yeah.
So there you
It
go.
changes every 2 minutes. Yeah.
That's our new hire. Keep our fingers crossed. I hope in a few weeks to schedule interviews and
That's
maybe
awesome.
by the 1st of November, have a new person on board.
We had
Perfect.
that with Fred though, ADHD. And I mean, he was a great worker.
If you left him by himself
Mhm.
and told him what he needed to do and gave him some encouragement and bought a few new tools here and there for him, the guy could rip through blackberries and
Rip
stuff
them.
like you could not believe.
Working under the table.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, but
Well, and people have different skill sets. So honestly, it just, it's rare to find that one that can do it all. But if you can find somebody that can do some and take direction, that's a
That's
great
what you're, and it
thing.
has a great attitude. You can
Yeah,
train skills, you cannot train for attitude.
right.
there
So
you go.
All righty. What are our fall public works projects?
on the back of your agenda,
Woohoo.
looking at our basically the things that we're working with right now. The first one is an interesting one. This is is actually a new requirement, but we have to do an inventory and submit it to the state of all of the pipes that are going into the meter and going out of the meter. So I know we we had galvanized pipes in this town up until the early 80s. Then the whole system had to be replaced because the galvanized pipes were leaking like a sieve. And so
Wooden pipes in this
and then
town.
wooden pipes were somehow. So what they're looking for is, I know that all of our supply pipes coming from our city system to the meters are all polybutylene or PVC. So that's great. I'm asking Mark right now to do an inventory. I know all the Red Hills are plastic. I know most of the midsection are plastic. But I'm asking him to go to the meters on the down to where the older buildings are and check the pipes going into the buildings from the customer side, not our side. And the reason why is because if they're galvanized, the state of Oregon wants to know that. I know we don't have any lead pipes,
Mhm.
but galvanized for some reason triggers them into something. That's not our issue, but it's a reportable issue. So we have to have this inventory done by the 16th. End of this month will be hydrant flushing. That's our quarterly hydrant flushing. So we go around town and open the hydrants for about 4 or 5 minutes. That gets crud out of the system. B, it also lowers our DPDs or disaffected byproducts, which we've had issues with up until this last year.
Did you get with the fire department, see if they want to help? do
Mark,
that?
yes, Mark is coordinating with Chris.
I know they've been wanting to go to this new system
Storm.
to Monroe
Yeah,
where the real quick connects.
yeah, our fire hydrant we installed out in the boonies
Right,
has that new, it's called
yeah.
stores or,
Yeah.
a stores connector. But I've asked Mark to coordinate. And he's talking with them now.
Okay, and I know we're gonna start supplying hose to those. So,
I'll also mention that we had to call the 911 for the fire department burning down a few weeks ago.
Oh,
yep,
But it wasn't the fire department, even though everyone, including the fire people that first came on, thought it was. But no, it's Mr. DeHaven doing his smoke machine, cleaning it out, he said. We're working, I think we're going to be working either with Brian Ellsworth or Seth Brown, Kipco, to we're going to have them scarf the Dragon Street gravel.
oh, good.
We have the sign, we have the posts and have the signs. We just need to have it scarfed and leveled out.
Mhm.
And we will let the school know. I said, let's coordinate this like on our in-service day, a Friday.
Did they
So,
ever put up stuff around that fire hydrant on there?
yes,
Okay.
we're gonna make
Because-
sure that there's bollards on both sides.
Yeah, because when we checked it a couple, 3 months ago, there was nothing there. And if a car hit it, it'd break it off.
Mhm.
And then it would be a major problem.
A 60-foot geyser of water. And my
that's
water tank would empty and that would not make me happy.
right.
Yeah.
And that's on Dragon too,
Yes.
that.
Yeah,
that-
that's
you're
the one
talking
down
about
by the
one right
Rose
there?
Church.
The
Okay.
hydrants are sealed off though, right?
Yes,
They have the breakaway parts.
those have the breakaways, and for that one, if it were hit head on, that would be a problem. If it
Mhm.
were hit sideways, it would break, it would bend. That would be like the one down in Territorial
Mhm.
a few years ago. Fortunately, they hit it in a way that they went right over it. I mean, if
Yeah.
that fire hydrant wasn't there, like our sign, when that lady went up in the air,
Mhm.
turned upside down and hit our sign, that stopped her.
Yeah,
And
I think that's what made them go airborne.
it
is
did,
when they
it
finally
hit it and
that.
then it went upside
Yeah,
down. We have the 20-mile-an-hour signs on this side, and Mark is, they ground at this point so hard. Trying to pound those things. I said, just hang on, just wait a second, it's okay. But as soon as we have 20-mile-an-hour signs on both sides, then I got the sheriff, for whatever reason, it's like, oh, you guys codified your ordinances? Yes,
a
2
long
years
time
ago.
ago. Yeah,
So now they'll be enforcing it.
good.
Irrigation, the irrigation for the lawns is fine, but the roots along the shrubberies along that have just completely, that was a very poor irrigation system. I think we found they put the irrigation system in, then they connected the various sections with rubber garden hose, which have slowly rot. I think Steve Wyman, me, Fred, and Mark, I think between us, all four of us have replaced at least one section of
Oh, I'm
those rubber
sure.
pipes.
Yeah,
But
Who
the
is they that
section
did
along the
that?
shrub is I don't know. I looked at our schedule and someone else did it. It
Mhm.
wasn't the people that were on the list.
The landscape.
The
people
landscape,
originally.
probably the low, cheap landscape
Mhm.
fly by night. I'll come in town. Hey, looks like you need landscape. I could do this for a song.
They did.
Did. The
Mhm.
tree roots have torn up the ones along Highway 99. So that's gonna have to be a project I've asked Mark to do is look at it and see what the cost this fall is going to be. It's not an issue now. Lethra was upset that it wasn't being watered, but I said, if I turn it on, we're gonna lose 5,400. We lost
yeah,
54,000 gallons of water earlier this year because of that.
yeah, we can't be doing that.
Do that.
How drought tolerant are the plants that we put in there? Because we should think about
There
that.
are, fortunately, they're the pampas, the
Uh-huh.
different native, there's some native grasses there.
We did a lot of native there, I think.
Yeah, so it's not that bad, but if you're someone who's been volunteering and doing it, it is upsetting that the ground is hard as a rock. So
Mhm.
I get it.
Mhm.
We'll get it fixed,
Yeah,
or someone will. Let's see here, City Park gravel, this is the south parking. This is along where the sign that says welcome to Monroe is. People park there. We're gonna put down a layer of gravel. The next spring, we'll put down more gravel. It gets packed in when the
Mhm.
ground gets mushy. But that'll give a nice extra parking. We get, when the ballpark is in operation, we get parking everywhere. Next spring, we want to remove the wire rope and move it more north. That's towards the ponds, and extend the parking out to the sides a little bit more. Because right now what's happening is people are blocking the ADA
Mhm.
and all that. We've got meter box, there's some meter boxes. I say Lonnie Carush's house because that's the worst. It just fills with water. You cannot. It comes down off the hill,
Mhm.
goes in that meter box, and it just fills to the top and comes out the top. We're gonna dig it all out, put gravel, about 18 inches of gravel down with a perf pipe.
Yeah,
and
French
extend
drain it out.
Yeah,
Mhm.
French drain it out.
Well, there's a drain system, storm drain system right there. It's a
Yes.
big
Culvert, yeah,
well, it's not even the culvert. You've got the storm manhole
yeah,
right there.
yeah. It's about 20 feet away. And so we're gonna extend it out to that
It
part.
seems to be too high from what the road grade is. Because I noticed another pipe that comes off out of like between Lonnie's house and this other guy.
Oh,
That's to
going
the
south
south.
from his house, yes.
You know, they got that water pipe that it just oozes water out of there.
Yeah, we all do.
But it goes right across the road and then it finally gets into the ditch 20, 30 feet down.
We need gutters and storm drains.
Mm.
Yeah. Let's see, we have some, this is just a small project, but this is the one on Pine Street next to Dykstra's house, Paul Dykstra's. We need to clean that out. That's when Serge gets around to doing his work, that has been scheduled to be completely ripped out and redone all the way from 8th, all the way down to the end of Pine and into the sloughs down there. It'll have to be a much bigger
Right.
solution than it is now. And then going around town and making sure that some of the potholes in on our easements are filled.
Mhm.
So that's kind of what we're doing, right? That's our fall projects, in addition to leaves and everything else. The other activities we have, we just prepare, this is the month, we have a big checklist for our lagoons, exercising pipes, making sure that everything's mowed and done, all the chemicals are in, all the piping and tubing is replaced. So on November 1st, we can hit the switch and start discharging into the Long Tom. So it's about a month's worth of, every week I have something for Mark to do in that area. And then we'll also be scheduling mid-state for street sweeping and drain cleaning. And we're in the process of clearing out the Reader building, and we'll be putting that equipment online, whatever we have for sale. The guy from Gov Deals, this is what the state of Oregon uses, Gov Deals as well. It's an online auction that caters to municipalities and government. So those are the things. Reason why we're cleaning out the Reader building is because, and I'll just go into the next item on the agenda, is that City Hall has been declared by a seismic engineer. It's not even close to being, if there's an earthquake, it's gone. 2, it's not, he says it's just would not ever be cost effective to try and shore it up, rebuild it, or anything else. He just basically says it'd be cheaper to demolish it and rebuild. That clearly is a big project, would have to be a bond or something to go to the taxpayers with. But in the meantime, the Reader building area, we still have some money in our reserves from several years ago, back when was going to become the Gleaners. They were going to do something with it over there, but basically tear it down. So the reason why it's on the schedule, because I've had people come to me and say, gee, can we volunteer? And if we volunteered, could we? Well, I think what I have to do is do an RFP for that.
Mhm.
And if someone says, I'll tear it down and I won't charge anything, but can I take the lumber, do that as part of the proposal, we can evaluate that.
Right.
But we need to remove the building, and then we'll just put a pad down, and then we'll probably rent a mobile or lease a modular unit, just like they have for schools. They use those modular units and put our City Hall over there. The existing City Hall will just use for storage as is, but it's definitely, when the building settled a few years ago on the east side, it settled 4 inches. It cracked the brick, it lost all of its structural integrity on that side. And so that started the building, did it in. We shored it up. We got ramjack out here. When the water table came back up, the building came back up and we had it shored, but all the building is cracked. All the seams are cracked along the east side and down the south side of the building. So we lost the integrity of whatever we have there. Last, in springtime, I want to look, we do have a couple summer, there's a couple different things in here that are fairly big projects, but need to be done. One is when we put that path in to the school, it crosses a culvert.
Mhm.
It needs railings. It just does. There's no way around it. It's very sharp. Also, the riprap was not put in place around there. Actually, the city agreed to put the riprap in place at that time. It was one of those projects that went about $8,000 over budget as it was. And, but we need railings and riprap along there. The second one is that at the city park, when they put that in, no one knew exactly where the floodplain was. So we basically marked it about where the existing water building is, and then it extended it out. So you notice it's built up, particularly on the east side. You'll note that it's got well, everyone wants to use that little gravel incline to get to the restroom on that side. And we've had people slip and fall. And it's not ADA compliant on that side. So what we really need is to put in a ramp. Those first two areas there need to be an ADA parking area with a sidewalk that goes up to that area so that people can park and walk up without having to walk up the gravel, because it's a kind of a steep gravel and it's slippery. I mean, it's just is. So that was identified. I mean, Floyd and I identified that back in 2020.
Oh, yeah.
And I think it was even identified probably earlier than that. It's just that it needs to be done.
Right.
That's it. I mean, there's few other things on here, but some of them are just the normal activities that we do. We're scheduled to do some. We take the city park pitches and we sand them, clean them, sand them down, and then put new finish on them.
Look at that, I want to talk to you about the benches and tables for the park that you want to refinish and redo.
So what we've done in the past is we have cleaned them. We clean everything. We clean them really well. And then we use a light grit and we sand it down. Then we repair any knots that are loose or coming out. And then we have some finish that Floyd had recommended to use on it. And to keep it from cracking.
Tar varnish or marine?
It's like a marine varnish, but it's special, and Mark has it back there. Floyd got it for us because he's the one that provided the wood from Forest Products. And he said, this is what you need to do and how you need to take care of it. So that's what we've been doing. It actually it's been kept pretty good, but it needs to be done. Again, it's scheduled for this
The
next
reason I
year.
was asking is if on the refinishing them up, I can do that.
Excellent. But Mark has all the stuff.
Well, Mark's been gone for a while on this Navy thing.
Oh, he's back.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I haven't talked to him since he got back.
Yeah, I've kept him busy. He has a lot of catch up to do. We got a lot of stuff, but no, he's around.
How many benches and tables you talking?
Well, at this point, it's the one, this particular one I'm talking about is the 25-footer that's underneath the rest area over at City Park. So it's basically 30 feet?
I think
Has a
so.
gap in the middle. It has a gap there, but yes, it's the large table. It's a 4-foot wide, 4-inch thick slab.
I just did a table for my daughter in California. And I did it out of cedar, 2x6 cedar. And I had to have Mark to help me load it. It was so doggone heavy.
Oh, man.
I think as I recall, it took 12 of us to get that table up.
Yeah, it's heavy.
Because we had it set down and then we put the pedestals on it, and then we all had to, it was a heavy son of a gun.
That's awesome.
How much is the load of gravel right now? 3/4 minus?
It was a 3/4 minus. The last I had was like $210.
Really?
Yeah, for a load.
10 yards.
Yeah.
I noticed 8th Street up here on Ash. You go down that, a lot of potholes in there.
Yeah, that's
The Mayor's Street needs
Oh, yeah, no, now, those we probably will not do this year. We do those every other year.
Mhm.
So it was now, we're on the second year, coming up on the second year since we did 8th Street. Because we did 8th Street, we did all those streets. We actually had Scott Bailey come out and scarf it and then put new gravel in. But we're only doing those on 2-year increments.
Yeah. I'm just looking at the potholes and
Yeah.
whatnots. Are we on new business or anything like that?
A new business now, we're on to the old business, which is street condition inventory.
Well, I was wondering,
Did you wanna-
how's water treatment plant grant coming along?
We're looking at 2 different options right now still, but we're gonna be spending all of our money between now and June, so it's moving along. I haven't had any DPD violations
Mhm.
in the last year and a half.
The
So-
agitator in the tank up there, when's that?
That is actually going in place in a few weeks.
Few weeks.
Yeah, as we get closer to winter time, which is good. In the summertime, the DPDs aren't terribly bad because it boils off pretty quickly.
Yeah.
In the winter time, when it gets colder now, now's the time to agitate it because the chlorine stays in the tank a lot longer.
Mhm.
Right. Well, I noticed to keep it really full, so.
And also, we're lowering it. Now, Fern Ridge will be dumping their water anytime now. They said today, so it could be
Mhm.
tomorrow. So Fern Ridge Reservoir dumps its water every year to lower the reservoir levels. Our water level will go up 2 feet and go from 34 CFS to about 1,000 overnight.
Yeah.
So we're making lots of water at the moment because we do not pump, we do not make water for 3 days. The first 3 days, that's to let, and sounds funny, but it's literally cows,
Mhm.
chickens, livestock, dead animals, debris, garbage, all flow past. And I don't want to be sucking that into the water intake.
Mhm.
So I try to make water for 3 days and we don't run it. So what we'll do in the meantime is we'll do maintenance on the water plant.
Down here by the high school, on Fifth Street or Highway 99,
Mhm.
you got those manholes.
Mhm.
And you got the concrete that goes around.
Mhm.
Um,
ODOT's aware that they need to be.
and they haven't pushed on it.
ODOT's in the process of doing something, but it's on their schedule, not mine.
I seen some places, they took the concrete out and put asphalt in back in. That was,
They'll be putting asphalt in. They'll be raising it, they'll be putting rings in to raise them, and then they'll be backfilling with asphalt.
okay.
I got another question. to you.
Yes,
On the handicap ramps that they put on South Fifth Street to Territorial,
yes.
the 3 crosswalks there,
Mhm.
they never took out the parking stalls in front of my house. And the handicap ramp is right there. If people park, they're in front of the handicap ramp.
I'm still in conversation with them about what none of those, as far as I told them, the only crosswalk, those crosswalks on your side should be marked no crosswalk. They put them there because who knows why? I don't have an answer for you. I just don't. I do not know why ODOT spent the money to do that. But they should have signs on them, just like they do on Territorial at the cross section there,
Yeah.
that says not a crossing.
Yeah, there's
They're
one
for
that-
some future purpose that only ODOT knows.
Yeah, there's one that's, when you're going that direction, there's one crosswalk that's about 20 feet from the bridge.
And it
then
should be
there's
marked,
Another one,
it should be marked no crossing.
yeah, and then there's another one that's about 50 feet north of that one. And then 50 feet north of that, there's the one that's in front of my house.
I have talked to them about that repeatedly, actually, and they have it on their list of many things to do, but they're not apparently in any hurry to put a sign up.
Well, before they put those in, there was parking right there with parking stalls painted and everything, and those are still there.
Well, I think ODOT's consideration was that they were supposed to have signs on those saying not a crosswalk. In other words, legally, then, even though they're there, they're not to be used as such, and therefore you can park in front of them. That's their reasoning,
Mhm.
not mine.
Yeah.
The
And you
mysteries
know,
of
when you- When
ODOT.
you talk to them and that David Evans, that was over.
Yeah, David Evans, yeah, the people that were,
They could never give you a straight answer.
no, because they hired a subcontractor who really messed things up.
Yeah.
And that was ODOT's fault for hiring, allowing that to be hired. But on the other hand, I don't know if David Evans was pocketing the change or not. Who knows?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. There's so much idiocy that goes on with some of that. It's just hard to understand, but the crosswalks on your side over there should be marked no crossing. Path, crosswalk closed. That's what should be there.
Oh,
It is on my list to continually remind them of that, Jim, every time I talk to them.
it's on the list.
Put a sidewalk, dealing with the sidewalk between Fir and Oak,
Mhm.
which they will not do. I told Dan, probably not until you get a legislator.
Mhm.
Instead, what they want us to do is go on First Street, then up Third, which is not a bad idea. That's part of the path. That's
Mhm.
actually part of our connectivity plan, but that's gonna have to be with grant money, not with our money.
All righty, let's move on to old business and look at our street condition inventory situation.
And this was from earlier in the year when folks were asking about helping out, doing things. Well, there's two parts to this. One is the kind of a guide for grading streets, and the other one is this kind of a form for putting a grade in there and marking each street section. So there you
Nice.
go. That's
That's perfect.
actually, what would be nice is having some pictures with it too, but basically what you're doing is you're going one block at a time. And most of our roads, except for Red Hills, which
Are
are
gonna
which might be marked 8 or 9.
Right.
Everything else in our inventory is probably 5 and below.
Four.
I think the best is 5 maybe, but
Yeah.
they're 5 and below. But what this does is basically gives us an idea of how to allocate, what's completely fallen apart
Right.
and needs to be completely redone.
And they want it, and you want it block by block is what we need
I
to
think it's
do?
easier to do block by block, and
Okay.
that way you can just go out with whatever time you have and take some pictures and take a few notes and complete it.
Perfect.
The idea of this was not to do the whole thing at once, was just simply to go through and someone take some sections and go for it. I tried, like commercial streets from one end to the other and main streets from one end to the other.
Do you have a way to get, like a map that we could draw so we know, like, we could section it out? Cause like Ash is not ours, is that
No,
correct?
and that's what I did on this sheet here, was to section it out for you.
Missing that?
Yeah, it's
Did
all
I-
sectioned out.
Where did I miss that?
Did you get a copy, this copy?
No,
Oh, well, you may have this copy.
okay.
I don't.
You don't want it? Come on.
Oh, I gave one to Mark.
We're not gonna give it back to you. We're gonna try to help. Oh, perfect. Okay, I like
So it
that.
Sections it all out.
Oh, I love that.
And
Okay,
you just go and put a number in there.
Nice.
You look,
Okay.
look at,
did you get one of those?
so you have examples, and if you look at them and you look at our roads, it is actually I chose this is called Parser. And it's something that was developed by the University of Michigan and University of Wisconsin Transportation. They use this extensively. And Oregon, for whatever reason, chose to do something different.
Okay.
Go figure, right? Oh,
Yeah, surprise.
they have a similar diagrams, but their system is far more convoluted. This is very simple. You look at the picture, it says, well, yep, 5 or 1. And I mean, it is pretty self-explanatory. Looking at the pictures and then looking at our roads. We have a lot of alligatoring, cracks, like down here in Main Street's a good example. And this might be a good thing if maybe, next meeting, if we just did a field trip and looked at some of these things and matched up the pictures to some of the
Yeah, and we
areas.
had talked too about maybe just, people taking certain sections and doing them when they have time and stuff.
Exactly.
So I'll just make sure that we know who's doing what and that we get it all covered and then we can kind of figure that out.
Yeah,
That'll be
it's not
great.
something that, and it's, it's easy enough to do anytime it's not raining or snowing or a sheet of ice on the ground, or
Yeah,
please don't do anything with a sheet of ice.
no more. We're not
No more.
having that this year. We did that last year.
That was no fun.
Perfect. Does anybody have anything else that they're concerned about or worried about or have questions about or think we need to put on our calendar? We know we want to do the street inventory so we can get a good list of what needs attention first. So if we
Would
have
like to
grants
next
or
year be able to
things-
put in for a small community
Right,
allotment grant to do something.
Right.
But unless we do this and have the engineering, it's
doesn't
it's
help
not gonna
us.
work.
all right.
They've changed it. It's competitive now. You just don't, they just don't give you the money. like they used to.
When's Kelly Street gonna start on their,
They were bugging me and bugging me and bugging me, and I gave them all sorts of information, then they stopped, so I don't know. I'll have to follow up with
that'd be a
AKS Engineering.
great place to start, streetwise, because if they're gonna tear everything up, it'd be a great time to just keep on going up the street.
Well, we will be doing, yes, they will be doing part of the street. It would be nice to do the other half if we had the money, but we do have some SDC money. I'll have to
But when
look.
they have the equipment out here, tag along with it that time.
What we were talking about was giving them an SDC credit so they could start doing some of the engineering work on them. I was fine with that. But SDCs, they would owe for $80,000 worth of SDCs. So that could buy some engineering and other things, that we could tag along on. That was the idea, but then I stopped hearing from them, so I'll have to follow up.
And we have plastic pipe or PVC over there,
For
as
water?
far as you know, water.
Oh, yes, yeah, we have
Sewer.
6-inch water main up
So that's
Kelly.
all taken care of.
Yes, we are gonna put storm drains in all the way from 7th on down. We have homes up there that are actually emptying their gutter water into the sewer. Which is, yeah,
That's not okay.
It's a no-no, but it's.
that's
what
what
else do you
that's what a
do?
lot of folks have done.
What do you do?
We go around and look at it, say, can't do that, here's the storm drain, fix it.
Mhm.
That's an easy one because that's a DEQ
Right.
violation. So,
So you don't have to worry about touching Ash Street, don't have to worry about
Nope.
Orchard Street,
don't have to worry about Orchard.
6th Street.
Yep.
6th Street is actually one of our better ones, but I do have 6th Street on here. I have 6th, 7th,
Okay.
8th, 9th. I do not, these are only paved roads, so 11th, 8th, 10th.
And then
Some of those are not, or I should say North 10th, not.
It shouldn't be too bad.
No, well, Kelly Street and 6th Street are ones that the public would notice the first
Yeah,
Mhm.
of anything.
the original engineer that their engineering was actually Main Street out here. That's when we actually have engineering on. So right now, Main Street's probably one of the ones that is the worst condition. And it's also the one that we actually have real engineering on,
Mhm.
because we spent all of our money on engineering several years ago, but didn't have enough money left in the grant to
Fix it.
fix anything.
And
So
it's
no-
not outdated at this point.
The engineering is great. the cost estimates would have to be updated.
Right.
Right.
But the engineering won't change. And that engineering can apply to Kelly and commercial and all the rest. So it's not that the engineering, because what they did was they actually set the ground levels and then, so we have an actual, we actually know where the road plane is supposed to be.
Well, that's good.
So you got a process where the grade starts and you can just go.
Right.
And is that at
Mhm.
7th
Exactly.
Street?
It's actually, yeah, from 6th to 7th on Main, Kelly and on commercial, we've got the grade elevations for it.
That's a big one.
That is big.
Interesting.
Awesome. Any other questions or
One
anything?
thing, I was coming down the hill and I went past the high pressure vault
Oh,
and you got those, they're pre-tin ballards.
Mhm.
They're just kind of like a wooden, but they're all rotten inside.
That was
it's-
great. That was Terry and
Yeah.
Steve Wyman put
Terry
those
and
up
Steve.
there. Yeah,
And then they
back in
put this
2018.
couple of poles across to kind of protect
It
the
would,
hydrant.
it wouldn't save anything.
It
It-
doesn't, yeah, I
It
know
looks,
that.
it looks like it looks, from an appearance viewpoint, great, but from stopping a vehicle sliding down that hillside,
No, and UPS goes up and down there all the time and the dump, or not the dump trucks, but the garbage trucks.
mhm.
You got 3 a day that go up there. And if, heaven forbid, the brakes failed and went right into your high pressure system, the city's in big trouble.
Well, we've got some maintenance that has to be done there. I was asked Mark to look at it, but I don't, that whole setup up there is obnoxious. We don't need bollards. We need to have a case section, a jersey barrier
Sure.
put up there.
Might be something to shoot for in the next
Yeah,
year.
I asked Mark, last year we were looking for some jersey barriers just to pick some up. They're not terribly expensive, but no one in the world had them. So I'm hoping this fall, the supply chain has filled them up again. So you have that's what we need up there. We need jersey barriers up there.
Got to protect that system.
Yeah, well, coming down that hillside, if you're, I was up there in ice. I went up and checked our thing. I mean, that was interesting.
I'll bet it was. Trip to be had.
Yeah, it was. I was thinking about that. It was easy enough going up the hill, but down the hill, you got to put it in low 4-wheel drive and just hope that you keep traction enough so that you don't just keep going through the field.
And make the curve.
Do
Yeah.
you know how many you would need?
At this point, I would be putting 3 of them around the high pressure vault, and I'd be
Okay.
putting another 4 so 7.
Okay,
And what that would do is help deflect any cars that were coming down the hill
right.
and keep it off the fire hydrant.
Yeah.
And then around the other bears, so if anyone's came down across that field, they wouldn't sink in because they would break through. A big truck would just break through and go right on top of our pressure valve, which of course is the main valve coming down off the hillside. That's our mains for the city.
And I noticed there's a lot of different materials for those. Do we know what we need, or is it okay to be concrete? Because I know Knife River has them and they were selling them fairly inexpensively.
We were using the concrete. That's what we actually contacted.
Oh, okay,
We actually talked to Paul, actually.
okay,
Yeah, so I was gonna ask Mark to check in. this
check back
fall.
in.
He said check it in the fall. That's when they usually start building their inventory back up.
Right, yeah, and,
Because the construction is over.
right,
We talked to him in the spring when they're ramping up.
yeah, and he's like, yeah,
No,
no, not a
that's
chance.
not gonna happen.
Cool. Anything else?
There is at the end of, right there at 11th and Commercial,
Mhm.
there's that nice storm drain right there. Every once in a while, that fills up with the gravel and the leaves and the this and the that. Might be good to start right there for cleaning out storm drains.
Well, we clean every single storm drain. We have state come out, mid-state comes out with a vac truck. And Mark goes with them, and every single storm drain in the city, whether it's private or ours, gets cleaned.
Right, that just
Every
got
one of them.
oversighted for a long time.
Well,
We do every
But you
single one of them.
guys Are on top of that
You
one.
do
so-
those on Fifth Street too?
No, ODOT does those.
okay, I was gonna say,
And what they will do is they will come out, I think they're due this year. They do it every other year.
oh, that
Yeah,
would be
there's
good.
two that's on my side of the street that need to be cleaned.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so ODOT does those and we do all the rest. So we have 62 storm drains in the city that we clean.
Yeah, mine look pretty good because I clean them, because I get tired of it all running.
And the other
Cooling
part
up.
is that we also have the street sweeper out too to get the gravel off the roads.
Mhm.
And then then we get the vac truck in to get everything out of the drains. And that gets us, and that's been a good program. That helps us with our TMDL and also with our management of things that go down the storm drains. And also keeps them pretty clean, except for the small ones up there. All the ones that we did because of the TMDL, we said we're gonna put them in. Those need to have large catch basins put in
Mhm.
place. Not the little teeny drains. They just get clogged up.
Right.
Spray, talk to me about spray. What kind of spray is available for the city to use? Can you still use Roundup? But you gotta have a license and everything else for that.
Yeah, for city use, we have to have a license. We have to be licensed to do that.
Okay.
For municipal use. I can use it around buildings as long as it's commercially available. Or I can use it around city buildings. I can actually use it along our lagoons. But it has to be in commercial quantities and has to be the same Roundup that you would buy at at BNI.
So you can't use it in the city parks
No. Mm-mm.
because of,
Because particularly the glyphosates and all that has been linked to cancer, and any kid or anything gets close to it,
Mhm.
the city's liable. There's already been lawsuits, and so our insurance company has said no.
what's an alternative?
Pull and
Um,
burn.
a weedy needy,
Mhm.
a weed eater. I mean, just manual labor.
Where your new guy's gonna come in into play, or?
Try to do our best. I mean, it's one of those things you get a landscaper in. I mean, what area, like Reservoir Heights Park or,
Oh, just this park right here.
oh yeah, the toddler park, we talked about that.
No, it's just a pain. I understand.
So I don't know. Weeding is on the low end of my list compared to
Mhm.
other things, but we know it needs to be done.
Sure.
We know it does.
Well, and
And so that's a nice thing for volunteers. We've asked,
right,
it'd be great to have a volunteer to come in and adopt the park and do that. It's just that we have
Is
not.
that something that we're looking for?
it can always be done. That's our thing. It just needs to be organized.
I know, but
Because
what are the requirements for
You-
people to volunteer?
all you have to do is fill out a volunteer form at City Hall.
That's it.
And
And-
they're,
And that's to
then
make,
give them
and that's to
a
make sure,
timeline.
yeah. And that's to make sure that the insurance will cover you.
Right.
So our insurance company will cover it as long as we have the form filled out and,
Mhm.
and,
And it's gotta be they're gonna come on this date and it's not like you fill it out once and you're like forever a volunteer.
oh, so you gotta keep filling them out?
Well, like if you know you're gonna do it over like a 3-month period, it's probably fine. I don't know. I mean, you'd have to check with the insurance to see for sure, but it's not something that once you fill it out, you're always covered by the insurance.
it depends on what the project is. So if we have volunteers who want to take care of the toddler park and they're gonna come in every weekend to do a little bit of work, one volunteer form would be fine.
Cause I don't mind putting the word out.
Please do.
So,
Yeah,
so,
it'd be
okay.
great.
I just don't know this is what I wanted to know, what it's gonna require. If it's a form, that's
It's
not a
just,
big
it's a
deal.
simple form. No
Yeah.
money unless you want to give a donation to me. That's fine.
So,
But otherwise, it's just a simple form.
It's really nice to do and just kind of do like a work party and then you could do it almost like quarterly or
Sure.
whatever. And
Yeah.
just
No,
and then
please do.
because
And
many
that,
hands make it lighter and it's a lot more fun if more people come. But
you
we've
bet.
had church groups do the different things and whatnot, and volunteer and
Well, when I hear whining and complaining on certain social media,
suggest that. Say,
I
hey,
am all gonna suggest it.
let's get a work party. That'd be great.
I'm
Yeah.
all over it.
You know, when your city only has 3 FTE,
Right.
they can't be out weeding.
Right.
You're absolutely correct.
And I think too, the thing that I like about that is it gets buy-in, because if you're out there weeding and making something look nice, you want it to stay nice.
Right.
So you'll keep your eyes open and you'll watch what's going on there and you get more community involvement that way. Because I think that they get a little bit of personal pride in what's going on. So I think that's always a really good opportunity for people.
All right, I'll shut up.
Are you sure? Come on.
For now, for this
All right.
moment.
Okay, if
All right.
that's all, did you have anything else? It's good to see you. I haven't seen you in a
I
long
just have to
time.
apologize for not attending more meetings. I was going back and forth to California.
That's okay. We
twice a
understand.
month for
Well,
5 months.
Johnny,
Wow.
I'll make sure that Mark gets hold of you. You guys can talk about benches.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.
All right, we're gonna close or release everyone from.
Release, all right.
Release everyone